So we have an error here. The name Abubakar is not properly written because here is you not is A not you, so I have to replace it with A. So that means I use name dot replace. So what I'm going to replace you with what is A. That's replace. So I replace it now. But I have a space here after R. So let me use dot string here. Dot strip. Yeah. So so I have something like this. So let me print it here. So you see? Now, sorry. Oh my God. So it replaces all the you, not all the you. So let me provide another, like, maybe something like, okay, let me use something like this here. So maybe I want to replace P with, with R. Okay, so it works properly now. Yeah, the next one is I need to provide an indexing so that it will exactly know which you I'm going to replace. So that's the reason. And maybe I'll take you to that in our next session because this is dealing with an indexing and we didn't come to that place. I hope you understand this one. So this is how you replace something. And there will be an instances where you want to, maybe you want to count. Okay, let me see which was method is left here. Replace split. Okay, yeah, maybe I want to split. So let's assume maybe we have a name here. Sorry, let me say character.
Okay, we can see the.
We have A, B, C, for example.
Hello, good
Okay.
afternoon. Can you hear me?
Yes.
We can see clearly. I
Okay.
don't know if it is from my side.
I not see my screen.
Yeah, we can see, but it's not clear.
I think the reason is because I'm having a terrible internet connection. So I think that's the reason because I have seen from my own side that the internet is not stable. No? Mbaya. So are you saying now? Do you hear me, please?
Or we can manage like that.
Ogali, I didn't get you, please. Can you come again?
Yes, we can hear you. We can hear you. We can proceed.
Okay, what of my screen? Are you all seeing my screen clearly?
It is everything is okay from my side.
Okay, that's very good. Okay, so let's assume I want to convert this one to maybe a list. Okay, so maybe print. You need to understand something here. That's what you call an overriding in Python, and that's what you call a display function. For example, here I always use print, not altering the variable. I told you before that string are immutable. You cannot change string. Once I declare this one name with this one, with this small letters, with this space here. So I won't change anything. It is defined like this. Unless if I want to override it, I will come here. Let me show you something. Initially, I maybe look at here. Here is name. Then here, and another thing here we have Abubakar with typo mistake here with instead of R we have P here. So this is overriding. Whenever I call name, then here is no longer available because the variable name initially contained down here is now replaced, or I can say is now updated with another value, or with a different value called Abubakar. So let me see. Let me run this one. So you see, Abubakar, this one. So whenever I call name again, this Danhaya is will no longer be available because the container has now removed Danhaya and put Abubakar inside. So you need to understand this is what you can override it. So you may work with something and at the same time maybe you can remove it and put another thing inside. But if you have the same thing and you want to edit it, so no, you cannot edit it. That's what you call a mutable. I can either override it or you can create a new, for example, here. So I can, okay, let me show you something here. I can create a new variable here, call it name2. Let me call it name2 here. So I can call it like this. Let me call name2. Let me call it. So you see, so that's what I want you to understand. So this string is telling you that this is what this quote is telling you. This one is a string. So now we have two different names here. So I can have this one and this one. So so no. Okay. I think the next one is what? Let me see which methods left. Okay, we can split this one into list. But let me check whether is there any question? Because whenever you are handling maybe a complex data set, okay, let me give you an example here so you understand what I mean. Let me give you an example with this data set here. Okay, let me give you an example with this data set. Look at here. Look at here the cement, and we have the space here. Then look at the component. We see these are the units. We have plus minus lag. We have fly ash. So you see, these are what? These are the, look at them. All these are what are the columns. Let me show you how I import the data set so that you understand what I mean. Okay, so you see, look at here. Look at the cement, the plus minus like fly ash, water compound. So you see all of them has this kind of columns names, and this is not good for machine learning. So I need to rename this these columns names. Yeah, I need to rename this. So that's why this, and to name this one is the same thing as using what a string. The only thing is that you are going to import use the columns method and use str dot rename. You make some kind of work. So, but this one is really, really important. You need to understand this because these are the basics that will help you to do this kind of work. Yeah. So don't think at them as these are very, very simple. Yeah, they're very simple, but take them as important as everything. Yeah. That's why yeah, don't say, yeah. So do you have any question? Because we don't need to go through all this message. So I think maybe you can stop at this place so that I will have enough time to respond to your questions. So do you have any questions, please? So please, do you have any question? Ogali, do you have any question?
Yes, yes, Oga, I have two questions,
Okay.
but one regarding to yesterday. The first one was is there a difference between running Python in Jupyter Notebook or Terminal? And are there any difference between those two?
Of course.
The next question, let me.
Okay, continue with your question.
Okay, the next question is that, like the other time when Markdown classes, when I was in faculty, I experienced one thing. It makes me difficult to see the 3D, but later when I actually diving into where I can get it easy. This time around, I experienced the same problem. Seeing the 3D in Jupyter or VS Code, running Python. What we did yesterday, I felt it, but I can't see the outcome of the coding. Do you want to get my question?
Okay, sorry, I understand your first question, but I found it difficult to comprehend the second one. Please, can you come again? The second question,
Okay.
particularly the second question, the second one.
Okay, let me ask it directly into this class, especially the window you are sharing now.
Okay.
For instance, A is equal to 1, 2, 3 up to 4. B is equal to 5 up to that 4. Then
This particular place?
B. Yes. Then after running, you see the printed or the output, 1 to 8. So in my program, I cannot be able to see that.
Okay, understood. So if I got to right is that once you run your codes, you didn't find the output, right?
Yes.
Okay, so let me start with the first one. So initially in our VS Code, we installed our Python. So we have the Python, and look at here. I'm using the Python virtual environment. I will talk about this one in our next session, because maybe you are using machine learning and maybe you are a data scientist and maybe you are a web designer. You may have a situation where you may have a level of proportionalism in different aspects. So you can create virtual environment for different fields. Maybe this virtual environment is for Python, this one is for JavaScript, this one is for HTML, and because these are all different kind of programming languages. So maybe you can create a virtual environment for a particular work. So this is this is Python environment. This is Python environment. This is a virtual environment for Python. So that means all this kind of work inside Jupyter will be run in Python. So, and another thing is that, so that's the reason why we installed this Python extension during our installation lesson. Why is the Python? Let me Python. Where is it? Okay, look at it here. That's the reason why we install this kind of extension, so that you can be able to run Python in our own Jupyter notebook. And another thing is that in our terminal we can run, once you have the Python installed in your computer. You can come here. Sorry, you can come here. You can click a new terminal here. Once you have the new terminal, you are going to write just Python. Once you have the Python, okay, let me say CLS. Let me click the screen. So you have Python. Okay, so you see this timer is now become a Python interpreter. Look at it with three. So look at it here with three greater than sign. So whatever you can do inside a Jupyter notebook, you can use it here. You can use it here. So that's the reason. The only thing it become very difficult for you to run a very complex program here. So you need to find a suitable place to do the job. So that's why we have this kind of environment. Okay. So I think the next question is that I don't know whether your what can I call it? Whether it's run properly. Let me check. But I think maybe we can talk about this one. Yeah, I think we can talk about this one maybe later. So I don't know what's wrong with your, but I think we'll figure out it, inshallah. So any question again?
No, no question again. Okay, if any question arises, raise my hand.
Okay, okay. So any question, please, Bash. Please, any question?
No question so far.
Okay, what of
We can proceed.
okay, you want me to proceed? Okay. I thought we are stopping here. Because the remaining methods are very simple. I think you can do it by yourself. Yeah. So I think you can figure out the rest, right? Because they're very, very simple.
Yes.
So that's why I took my time to provide this kind of chat sheet for you so that you can go through them and you have to learn them. You don't need to memorize them, but once you understand how to work with them, it's very, very simple. You don't need to, this kind of we're in a modern era. You don't need to memorize anything. Once you come across a situation where you want to use it, just you can go and and know how to write it. The only thing you need to understand is how to use it. That's the thing. Once you understand how to convert offer to lower from this, once you know how to convert this one, it's okay. You don't need to memorize all the syntax. The syntax, no, you don't need to understand. You don't need to memorize them. Once the research comes, then there is free resources that will help you to write it effectively. So I don't need to. Please don't waste your time to try to memorize this one. They're not important. The most important is to know how to work with them. Yeah. So please, we are in a modern era. You need to approach programming a different way, not the way we approach it in a school. So you need to enjoy the programming. Programming is very sweet. So to understand programming and to enjoy the beauty of it, you don't need to come. Just make them like a game. So so please, is there any problem? Any question? Because if there is no questions, then
Let me ask this question, but me, I myself it makes me laugh.
okay.
At
So
times when I came, can you hear me?
yeah. Continue.
On this Python programming, so there are many um, artificial intelligence or students that are doing their masters in computer science and artificial intelligence. Whenever I come across any program, when I contacted them, they say they don't know how to do this, what is this program that we are. I don't know if it is different from what is doing or something like that. Because when they find it difficult to do it, I just bashing them, I encourage them that I say this machine learning for people engineers. That is what I am saying when they find it difficult to answer any challenge that brings to them. Is there any difference between what other code of computer doing what we are doing?
Okay.
Do you get my question?
I think if I go to right, is you're talking about whether this class will be a kind of a general class for all, maybe a computer scientist, right? No, what we are focusing on is we are focusing only using Python for machine learning and artificial intelligence. That's it. Because Python can be used in data science, data analytics, web design, cybersecurity, uh, blockchain development. So a lot of things you can do with Python, but the only part of the Python that is relevant to machine learning is the kind of things we are going to run here. And we are going to narrow the machine learning. Our focus on machine learning will be based on civil engineering in particular. Once we start the machine learning, you understand that we are talking about concrete design, we are talking about crack in maybe civil infrastructures, we are talking about alignment in road network. So we are talking about five network analysis. So this is what we are going to do, settlement analysis. So once we are starting the machine learning, you'll see we diverted completely to our own domain. So that's why machine learning is really important because you can apply it in your respective field. For example, here I see my mentor here who is from physics department. So with the knowledge he has from the lectures, he can also employ machine learning in his own field. So once you know the basics, you can employ it to our respect. The only difference is that maybe once we have the lectures, while we are trying to navigate to our respective fields, then maybe my boss will move to his own field as well. So that's it. Did I answer your question,
Yeah,
Abdullah?
the answer is clear.
Okay, so that's it. So for those that are having problem with installation, let me help you with a simple thing that will be an alternative route for you. Let me share my screen again. Hmm. Okay, so let's assume I have, so that's what you call Google Colab. So you see the person a terrible internet. Yeah, so this is what you call Google Colab. So let me click on the Google Colab. So this Google Colab is resembled to our VS Code. And in Google Colab, you don't need to make all this kind of installation, install the extension in the core data science packages. You don't need to install all this one. They're already installed. The only thing you need to have a proper internet connections and learn how to, let me create a new notebook. So I see. So you don't need to make all the installations in VS Code. All these kind of things were already installed in Google Colab. So it's left for you to know how to make a proper use of them. So you see, I don't have internet connections, but I think even though that the environment are not ready, for example, like Abdullahi and my mentor, sorry, seriously, I'm facing a serious network problem. So I don't know, I even purchase any data, but it doesn't work properly. I don't know what's wrong. Hmm. So do you have any person? I don't think we can host this one. Okay, yeah. So let me start. Let me show you my screen. So you see, so you can, so it can help you because they already installed the GitHub Copilot. So you can ask AI, to write code for you. Just like something, maybe, let me see, I don't have network connect, you see, maybe create a new variable X to hold a value 3. So So this is it's just like a Jupyter notebook. You know, Jupyter notebook can give you a chance to either write Markdown or to write a code. So here, if you want to write a Markdown, you click on this text. If you want to write a code, you click on this one. Okay, so okay, sorry. Where is it? So sorry, let me check. That is what you call AI assistant. So okay, I didn't see it. Okay, look at here. Look at here. Generate codes. So once you click on it, it doesn't show. Let me get a code here. Generate codes. Okay. So you click here, accept. So maybe create a variable x that hold value of soup, for example, of soup. Maybe call push. So even if maybe you want to create maybe a machine learning model that can work on a particular data set, you can describe the entire program here. So the AI will create it will create for you. So once it creates here for you, it's now left for you to either accept or reject it. So if I want to accept it, here I can click accept. If I don't want, I can click cancel. I can even accept around it here, so like this one. So you see, I declare x equals to 2. So you can try what we have did. Everything we did, you can try it here. You can let us create another thing here. We can create a new code here. Let's say we have name, for example.
Hey, I'm Haley, and I read 4 books every day with the Blinkist app.
So we have maybe name, for example, Abubakar, for example. So you see, let me say we have let me print. Let's say name here. Sorry, we don't need to prop. Sorry. Oh, why did I call this for his name? And dot offer case, for example. So you see, so you can practice all what you did today in a Google Colab, and you can save it here, and you can even push it in your own GitHub repository. So do you have any question? Because it's time, it's already time. Please, do you have any question? So I think in the absence of any questions, maybe I can call it a day. Do you have any question before you proceed? Abdullah Ishinga, do you have any question?
No questions so far, sir.
Okay. So before you install your VS Code and uh, remaining packages, you don't need to maybe waste too much time. You can leverage the use of this Google Colab to
Cool.
practice what we did today. Yeah.
Of course.
So please try to practice all what we did before the next session. The next session will be on next week, Saturday. And this is the kind of miss some session.
So the next meeting.
So the next session is Saturday.
Okay.
So Anas, do you have question?
No, sir. No, sir. Thank you. And I think since we have problem with our computers, we will utilize it better with Google Colab. Since, as you said, it's easier than VS Code.
Yeah, it's either than VS Code. The only thing is you cannot use Google Colab offline. You must have a switchable internet connection. That's number one. And You may have space. You need to have space in your Google Drive because all your files will be saved in a Google Drive. I think you can see something like this here. You see this
Yes,
here?
yes. For that one,
Yes.
I think we can just have to create another email address and use it specifically for coding.
Yeah, so you can do that one. Yeah. Olali, do you have any problem?
For now, there is no problem.
Okay, so since there is no problem, maybe you can call it a day. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We appreciate.